Hey, welcome back to another podcast. Coming up on the show today, we're going to be taking a look at some of the world's most mysterious top 10 ghost ships and the haunted stories of the maritime world. We're going to take a look at some of Scotland's strangest paranormal stories and look at the top 10 most mysterious ocean mysteries and phenomena. And then we're going to review a video from a previous location that we are heading back to this very night. We will be heading back to this location tonight to film another creepy investigation of what happened with the stories of this house. So let's begin. Alrighty guys, welcome back to episode 8 of the Mysteries of the Paranormal podcast. To start off today's episode, we're going to take a look at some of the most strangest paranormal stories from Scotland. Number 10 is the Lady Catherine of Dalhousie. When you visit Scotland, you may not even need to leave your hotel to witness the ghosts. In fact, if you're staying in the Castle Hotel, you might have an old-timey ghost hanging out in your room. The ghost rumored to haunt the place is Lady Catherine, a 16-year-old noblewoman who was banished in the castle tower in 1695 after getting caught with a stable hand. The poor, lovelorn Catherine died in her tower, and it is said that her spirit never left the castle even when it was converted to a hotel in 1972. Her ghost leads a fairly active afterlife, which has led to multiple sightings over the years. The hotel is also a popular wedding site, and the specter has been known to attend the festivities. She walks the castle's turrets and corridors and even appears in people's rooms at night. Sometimes she waves at the guests from a window. Other times you might find her sitting on the edge of your bed. According to witnesses, her gray dress, sharp features, and small feet could make you believe that she's perfectly alive. That is until she walks right through a locked door. Wow. That was number 10. This list is going down from 10 to 1. So number 9 is the Ghosts of Stirling. The Stirling Castle is home to 2 well-known ghosts. The more striking one of them is known as the Pink Lady. She is a pretty woman who got her nickname from the luxurious pink dress that she wears. She's rumored to be none other than Mary, the Queen of Scots, who was crowned in the castle. According to another legend, she may be the wife of a soldier who fell when Edward I and his troops besieged Stirling Castle in the early 14th century. Doomed to search for her fallen husband for all eternity, the Pink Lady spends her time wandering around the castle and its surrounding areas. What's up, bud? Number 8 is the hostile spirits of the Blair Street vaults. Edinburgh's old vaults are home to some of the spirits that reside there, are even scarier than the old legends of murderous grave robbers Burke and Hare storing their victims right here in these tombs. These underground chambers are locally known as Blair Street Vaults and thought to be home to several nasty ghosts. These spirits will not necessarily show themselves to you, but their faces will sometimes show up in photographs, and their presence is felt in a number of odd ways. The most harmless ghost is Jack. He is a joker who likes to tug at people's pants and throw stones across the chambers, causing nasty echoes. Another one is known as Mr. Boots. He's the source of the mysterious heavy footsteps that some say can be heard inside the empty vaults. However, they're both small potatoes compared to the Watcher, a truly frightening entity. A tour guide, Nicola Wright, who worked as a tour guide in and around the vaults for over a decade, said that the Watcher is always lurking inside the tunnels. Physics have reported feelings of dread in its presence. It's usually content just watching visitors, but sometimes it starts pushing people and pulling their hair. The Watcher is at its strongest in an area called the White Room, where even veteran vault dweller Nicola Wright refuses to go. She says that the Watcher tries to stop people from entering by shouting at them and pushing them around. People who have stepped in the White Room anyway have returned with bruises, scratches, torn clothes, or feeling extremely nauseous. Number 7 is the White Hart Inn. If you're feeling playful, you might say that there's no better place for a Scottish spirit than a pub. Maybe that's why so many Scottish pubs have ghosts of their own. One of the most famous haunted public houses is the White Hart Inn, with its cellars that date back to 1516. It is one of the oldest places in Edinburgh. It is also said to be one of the most haunted. According to the legend, the White Hart Inn has seen many different murders and tragedies over the centuries. The place has accumulated so much spectral energy that many visitors have reported invisible hands pulling their hair or even throwing things at them. The ghosts aren't fans of modern technology, as they occasionally pull the cables. In 2013, a tourist couple supposedly managed to photograph one of the White Hart's Inn spirits. Although the bar manager doesn't believe in the hauntings himself, even he admitted that the picture was very hard to explain. He also admits that many members of the staff have had odd encounters, and their cleaner has actually threatened to quit if he encounters any more unexplained phenomena. Number 6 is the ghost of Glencoe. The massacre of Glencoe in 1692 was a brutal attack where soldiers loyal to the English crown visited the MacDonald clan and initially befriended their hosts. But suddenly they received an order from the crown to kill the entire clan. The formerly pleasant soldiers ambushed the sleeping MacDonalds during a blizzard, killing 38 of them, and then many more died of exposure as they desperately fled for the hills. Some say the ghosts of the MacDonalds never went away. People who live in the stunningly beautiful Glencoe area generally agree that the spirits of the victims are still lingering, unable to move on because of their unexpected and violent demise. Winter is said to be the best time to glimpse these spirits, particularly near the massacre's anniversary on February 13th. Some have reported ghostly figures crouching in the hills, still desperately trying to hide from the soldiers. Others say that they've heard screams and wailing of them being killed all over again. Others still claim that they've actually seen the massacre reenacted in ghostly form. Wow. Still, the Clan MacDonald ghosts are just the tip of the supernatural iceberg in Glencoe. The place is also said to be haunted by the MacDonald's Cuniag, an invisible banshee-like entity that warns of danger with his blood-curdling cries. Wow. Number 5. The Plague Phantoms of Mary King's Close. Wherever people die in large numbers, you're bound to find a ghost story or two. Mary King's Close in Edinburgh is no exception, if I can talk. The partially walled up claustrophobic alley area below the city chambers used to be a place where the city's poor lived, and when the bubonic plague arrived in the 17th century, as the city grew, the upper levels of the close were eventually demolished, leaving only the creepy, narrow basement levels that you can still visit today. As a frightening place where people died, the close has long enjoyed a reputation as a site haunted by the victims. The most famous ghost here is a young girl known as Annie. In 1992, she thoroughly scared a Japanese psychic. Taking a guided tour, the visitor had been unimpressed by the place until she stepped in a particular room where she was immediately overwhelmed by feelings of cold, hunger, and sickness. And when she tried to stumble away from the room, a small ghostly hand tried to grab her leg. Wow. Number 4. The Piper of Kennard Head. Lighthouses. Some of them are haunted. This so happens to be one. This beautiful lighthouse has been serving Scotland since 1787, and it was built on the remaining structure of a 15th century castle. Naturally, this means that Kennard Head has its very own ghost story. It is said that the lord of the castle, Alexander Fraser, was very protective of his daughter Isabel. One day when he was away on business, Isabel took in a young piper who was seeking shelter from a snowstorm. The two fell in love, but when Alexander found out, he was so furious that he locked his daughter in the castle tower. He dragged the piper in a cave below and chained him up. Unfortunately, a storm broke out and drowned the piper. The next day, Alexander took his daughter in the cave so that he could make sure no hopes of marriage would linger between the two young lovers. However, when they found the piper dead, the heartbroken Isabel ran to her tower and jumped. Wow. Number 3. The Handless Woman of Rat Castle. Rat Castle is a large 13th century hall house that was equipped with castle towers during the 16th and 17th centuries. Although only its ruins remain, its many strange architectural features making it an interesting structure. Its history is equally fascinating, as is the story behind its ghost. Hardly any history on this one, but that's okay. We'll head to number 2. Number 2, the city of Inverness. Inverness is the administrative centre of the Scottish Highlands, located slightly to the north of Loch Ness. It's also a very haunted place. When a famous ghost hunting show toured the United Kingdom, Inverness was the only Scottish venue they visited. Part of this was because it was conveniently near some other sites with a ghastly reputation, such as Culloden Fields, which we'll discuss. However, Inverness has plenty of strange stories of its own. Local enthusiasts will tell you about the Black Friar, a ghost monk who is said to haunt the town's BT building. Legend has it that a spectral girl lurks in the mirror of the Balnanian House, an old merchant building with a bloody history. There is also a spooky lady ghost wandering the halls of Edencourt Theatre. Hospitals, graveyard, and even the river are said to be brimming with ghosts. There are whispers of Willie the Corse, a local boogeyman. Witches and fairies have also been reported to be seen in the area. But what makes it even more mysterious is that all of these legends, that there is very little information about them. A team called the Highland Paranormal Group has recently started to uncover the city's mysteries. But even with their local knowledge and contacts, they've only started to scratch the surface. Well, number 1, the military specters of Culloden. Culloden Moor is located just a few miles from Inverness, and it is the site of a last major battle fought on British soil, the Battle of Culloden in 1746. The bloody conflict was between the Scottish Jacobites and the much larger forces of the English crown, led by the Duke of Cumberland. The marshy battleground didn't favor and their favorite strategy of charging the enemy headlong. The English artillery and cavalry tactics defeated them so badly that the battle effectively ended the traditional Scottish clan culture. You'd expect a place with such a bloody and dramatic history to have more than its share of ghosts, and Culloden doesn't disappoint. Paranormal investigators have reported mysterious cold spots and places where the soldiers fell in large numbers. It is said that a Culloden drinking well called St. Mary's Well is so haunted that its water is screaming with the voices of the restless dead. Wow. And that is your top 10 most strangest paranormal stories from Scotland. Alrighty. We're going to take a quick break here, and we will be back with the podcast just here shortly. Alright, guys, welcome back to the podcast. We're gonna begin off right here with the top 10 most mysterious ocean mysteries and phenomena. So let's start off with number 1 is the Milky Sea. Milky Sea refers to the unique milky glow of the waters of the Indian Ocean. The ocean phenomenon occurs on an account of bioluminescent bacterial action and in turn causes the water to turn blue, which appears to the naked eye as being milky white in color in the darkness. The Milky Sea phenomenon has been documented to be in existence for over 4 centuries. Number 2, bioluminescence, which is the light produced by marine creatures as a defense mechanism. Certain chemicals in the creatures' bodies, when counteracted with atmospheric oxygen, results in the emergence of bioluminescent light. Wow. Number 3 is the convergence of Baltic and the North Seas. This oceanic phenomenon has been a highly debated topic. The convergent point of the North and the Baltic Seas occurs in the province of Sakhalin in Denmark. However, because of the differing rates of densities of the sea's waters, the sea waters continue to remain separate in spite of their convergence. It is said that this ocean phenomenon finds a mention in the Quran. Number 4, the steaming Black Sea, also known as sea smoke, which is the steam arising out of the Black Sea, which is caused due to the humidity of the ocean of the water, counteracting with the coolness of the wind over the water's surface. Apart from explaining the ocean mystery behind the steam rising from the Black Sea, experts have also proved that the phenomenon is quite common to even smaller bodies of water. Number 5, green flash. This ocean phenomenon of green flashes occurs during sunset and sunrise, usually seen for merely a couple of seconds. Such green flashes are the result of a natural prismatic effect of the atmosphere of the Earth. During sunset and sunrise, the light cast by the sun gets diverged into multiple colors, which is seen by the emitting of the green flash. Number 6, the Baltic Sea anomaly. The Baltic Sea anomaly was accidentally discovered by a team of diving experts in 2011. The divers found a 60-meter thick circular entity nearly at a depth of 90 meters in the Baltic Sea. A track seemed to lead towards the entity, which the divers measured to be around 300 meters, though various scientists have offered suggestions about the origins. The Baltic Sea anomaly still remains one of the most unsolved intrigues and ocean mysteries of the entire world. Number 7 is the barnacle. Concentrated salt water escapes from within the frozen ice formed above the ocean's surface and seeps into the depths of the water. However, once the concentrated salt goes under the surface of the water on account of natural processes, it freezes and gets formed into barnacles. Barnacles occur in the frigid oceanic waters around the poles. Number 8, the red tide is technically called the algal blooming by scientists. The ocean phenomenon occurs when there is rapid growth or blooming of algae in the ocean waters. The presence of red tide is highly dangerous, as these algae can be fatal to birds, animals, and even humans. And they have killed humans before. Number 9, sea foam. Don't give any history on that one. Number 10 doesn't give any history either, but it is known as the underwater crop circle. So that is your top 10 mysterious ocean stories and phenomena. Now, so we head to the third and final topic of the evening, today rather, which is the top 10 mysterious ghost ships and their haunted stories. Number 10 is the Kalutu. It is a legend of mythology where it is described as a ghost ship which comes into being every night near the island of Chloe. It says the ship carries the spirits of all the people who have drowned at sea. Wow. However, it only stays for a few moments and then it will suddenly disappear or submerges itself under the water. The water spirits, the Cholita, the Pincoya, and the Picoi, who resemble mermaids, which will summon the spirits of the drowned. Number 9, the SS Valencia. In 1906, the SS Valencia sank off the coast of Vancouver, British Columbia, after encountering bad weather near Cape Mendocino, and thereafter became a subject of mysterious ghost stories. Eventually, 37 of merely 108 people were saved using lifeboats, among which one simply disappeared. Since then, many fishermen have claimed to witness ghost ship sightings with human skeletons even after many decades of the ship sinking. Number 8, the Iran Medan. In 1947, 2 American ships, while passing through the Strait of Malacca, went off to a rescue mission after receiving a distress call from the Orang Maiden. The caller claimed to be a crew member and conveyed the message of the death of everyone else on board. His words weirdly ended with, "I die." The rescuers found the ship unharmed, but the entire crew, including the dog, dead with terrified faces and expressions. Before further investigation, the abandoned ship caught fire and exploded. The probable reason could be overexposure of nitroglycerin, which was very illegal to be carrying. The other mystery revolves around the story of paranormal activities and or even alien invasions. Number 7, the Carol Deering, which is a ship in the notorious Diamond Shoals near Cape Hatteras, North Carolina. I've actually been there. Never knew this was a thing, but cool. In 1921, where it was stuck for several days before any rescue team could arrive. Later, the Coast Guard found that the equipment, logbook, and 2 lifeboats were missing from the abandoned ship. Otherwise, it was undamaged. Investigation showed few other ships had also disappeared under mysterious circumstances around the same time, which could be the pirates' barbarity, crew's mutiny, or extraterrestrial activity around the infamous Bermuda Triangle. Number 6, the Beichimo, built in the early 1920s. This is one real-life ghost ships, which was in 1931, became trapped in the pack ice near Alaska, leaving no hopes for the owner, Hudson Bay Company, but to abandon it. However, amazingly, it remained adrift for the next 38 years and was frequently sighted floating aimlessly in the waters of Alaska. Weather conditions had always made it impossible to salvage, but since 1969 it has disappeared completely. Number 5 is the Octavius. The Octavius became more than just a legend back in 1775 when a whaling ship named the Herald found it aimlessly drifting off the coast of Greenland with all of its crew frozen dead by the Arctic cold. The ship's captain was found sitting at his desk with a logbook in front of him and finishing a log entry from 1762. Relating to this could mean that the Octavius had been floating for 13 years and completed his passage to the Atlantic while returning to England from the Orient via the Northwest Passage as a ghost ship. Number 4, the Joyita. In 1955, the fishing and charter boat was found abandoned in the South Pacific 5 weeks after it had been reported overdue. The air search mission could not trace it until a merchant ship found it drifting almost 600 miles off its original source with no sign of crew or cargo. There was a doctor's bag and several bloody bandages on the deck, and the radio was tuned to the universal distress signal. But what had actually happened there was never revealed, as none of the crew was ever seen again. Let's see. Where is this on that? Okay. Number 3, the Lady Loveban. An interesting story of love, jealousy, and rage complements the tale of this haunted ship. In 1748, the day before Valentine's Day, it was set to sail as a celebration of the ship's captain's wedding. Since then, it could be seen every 50 years sailing around Kent in 1798, 1848, 1898, and 1948. Has witnessed the ship sightseeing, and some boats had actually sent out rescuers, assuming it was in distress, but later could not be found. There was not any confirmed spotting in 1998. This famous ship continues to be a legend. And the final 2 doesn't have any history with them, so I'm just going to read them off. Number 2 is the Mary Celeste. And number 1, the Flying Dutchman. So that is your top 10 mysterious ghost ships and their stories. And now we're going to take a look at a previous video we did at a very haunted location. And we are returning to this location tonight for another paranormal investigation. I'm just going to pull up the video here and we'll get going. It's going to take me to find the video because we did do it almost a year ago. So Give me just a minute, guys. I'm still trying to find it here. Alrighty. Holy moly, this is a long video. But it's okay.
Involved in drugs.
Alright, I will pull it up here for you guys. We are returning to this house tonight. Alright, hold on, give me just a second, guys. I gotta fix this. Give me just a second, guys. I'm trying to pull this
Advertising
up
on Google without ad protection? You have to try Clixies. Every time a competitor or bot clicks on your ad, your advertising budget is wasted. We know that 1 in every 5 clicks has no intentions of converting. Clixies make sure that competitors and bots can't see your ads. If they can't see your ads, they can't click on your ads. And if they
freaking.
That's what I heard.
We're just restarted here. We did do a live stream at this place.
advertising
so
on Google without ad protection, you have to try Clixies.
Quality might be a little
Every time
crappy,
a
but that's okay.
Alright, hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another video.
So y'all just hang tight, watch us.
This is a live stream.
We will be returning
Tonight,
back to this
we
location
are at
tonight.
Abandoned
So
rock house.
play this, let you guys in
Going
on some of
to
the
see
history if
if
y'all
it
don't
is,
remember,
in fact, haunted.
and to refresh
Rob was
both
saying
mine
that
and
3
Rob's
couples that
memory.
he
So
knows of have
let's
lived
go.
in this house and randomly moved out. So I don't know if there's something that caused them to move out or what. But hold on, guys. I'm gonna turn the camera around. That's the house right there. As you can see, it has busted out windows, everything. And we're gonna head on in. And walk around. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this stream. I haven't done a live stream at a location in a little bit, so what's up, Kill Hut? I haven't done a live stream at a location.
Okay. It's, I don't know about y'all's end, but it's glitching on my end, so for some reason the live stream, I think it might be the internet with me on the live stream and then trying to replay a video, it's glitching. So I don't think we're going to be able to do this, but that's okay. we can still talk about it. But so yeah, as far as I can remember anyway, I believe the boy was 17 years old, and he basically went into the hallway with a rope, put the rope on the ceiling, and hung himself and committed suicide. And I think the story behind that was that his parents or something moved out, left him there alone. Something happened. He got involved with drugs and alcohol and something like that. And then he just committed suicide. He hung himself. And as what we know, that rope he used to hung himself is still there. So tonight, we might find that rope, that same very rope again. So I don't know what's going to be in store for us tonight, but I can't wait to find out. This is the first investigation, full-on investigation we've done in quite some time. So I don't know what's going to happen, but we're taking all of our equipment just to be prepared, and always expect the unexpected. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's podcast, and that's gonna do it for today. I will hope I do have a premiere coming out today at 4 p.m. Eastern. So it was scheduled originally for 2:30, but because of the podcast, I moved it up to 4 o'clock. So hope you guys will join me over there at 4, and then tonight about 7:30 we are heading out for our investigation at the Rock House. So I hope you guys will tune in to the premiere, and I will let you guys know exactly when tonight's video will be posted. It'll probably be sometime this coming week or next. So I hope you guys will stay tuned for all these upcoming videos and investigations. And until next time, I will see you guys